Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and the boys as usual. Sadly, -1 this time, but we shall push on. I did a shout out last time. So, welcome to our Warhammer Fantasy campaign, where in the last episode, our groups, I should say now, had got to the south gate of Mordheim. There, one group decided to go in first, and one waited, giving the first group an hour to push on into Mordheim before they would follow in after, going in a separate direction. We leave the second group, the first group, as they are looting in Mordheim, with some success, and we go back to the south gate where our first group have waited their allotted time and are moving in themselves. So you see everything that the last group saw. Nothing has changed from my last description. As you push through the main portcullis and gate and go through what appears to be a kind of commercial district area, there are definitely more warehouses and such through this way. You start pushing on further. Now I believe it's actually Wilhelma who is with this group, so she would inform you that around here is where the group got their cart from, and where Mordheim began playing tricks on their mind. Well, sorry, not on their minds, on the minds of their hirelings, which you haven't bought this time. It's as you push on further that Wilhelma begins to get a little quieter. Before you have passed the kind of shipping district and coming closer to, sorry, not shipping, the coaches district, and are coming into the shipping district closer to the docks, Wilhelma just mutters loud enough for you to hear, but still audibly a mutter, "Watch out for the faces."
Faces?
Oh, lovely. Now they're there. Now we have to deal with faces too.
In the walls. Just don't stare at them. You push on. So far for your group, you haven't experienced anything too peculiar. But as you begin to hear the sound of running water, as the smells of the city start to change, as does the atmosphere, suddenly the streets feel as if they have closed in around you. The tension is building with every step deeper into this cursed city. It takes a while. It takes longer than what you feel it should do. And you push on. You get to the end of the street, and as you look down the road and Wilhelma gestures that this is the way you need to go, you begin to feel as if something is watching you, something predatory.
Can I do a... Oh shit, what was it? Magical sense, please. flat or any bonus? Or negative?
There is a -20 at the moment.
Ooh.
It seems as if you have walked into a void. This will also mean a minus, I believe it's -2 to casting rolls.
Okay.
No, sorry, it's 4. It's 4.
-4?
Yes.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Well, I got 0.4 degrees of success. Still a pass, if it's me. Oh.
So as you close your eyes, Casper, and you begin to open your magical sense, it feels as if a massive spell has just gone off in this area. There is just a void of the winds. And yet there are still small crackles and sparks of magical energy being given off, but so strange. It's almost as if certain items are flaring and crackling with magical energy, but the item itself is mundane. Like walls are giving off sparks, green, lightning green in colour. And as you bring out your sense going further, you feel that just a street or so down, up, or across from where you are, the winds have returned to normal. But as you go out further, again you feel these sharp jolts of electric green magical energy pulse out in different levels of strength. For the most part, they're just tiny little sparks. And as you again stretch your magical sense as far out as you can reach, it feels as if other spells are going off in Mordheim, around your area, but we're talking several streets away at this point.
Okay.
And you do also, hang on, how long did they, nope, you're still fine. I was just trying to think how long the other group spent before the bombardment on the building happened, but that's a while off.
A little while away. Okay. I'll inform them that everything around here is very weird stone-like, and perhaps there's more magicians or more spellcasters further in.
Ain't that just PG?
Very. Oh, well. Let's just continue on. I will actually mention to... Who's the spellcaster here? No, Carla, just Livia. I will mention to Livia that the winds feel a bit weak around here, so that, yes, spellcasting is probably going to be a little bit more difficult.
Well, let's hope we don't need them.
Do you want to push on?
Yeah. I'm all for pushing onwards.
You push.
I see no reason why not.
You push on. As you push on and go further down the street away from the dead zone, something feels wrong. Something feels off. But apparently you just push on.
Something tells me we should have looked around a little bit. Right.
Did you want to do anything?
Can I do a perception check?
You can always do a perception check.
I'm gonna do a perception check because nobody's doing it. And like,
There is
getting
never a
I
time.
did the magical sense, hey.
There is never a time when you can't do a perception check.
I'm gonna try a perception check.
You walk down the road slightly. Something feels wrong. Something is not right.
Oh boy.
And as Aurelia looks around, checks the buildings, what is wrong? What is up? Livia begins to check and scan the road up and down. There's something not right here. What are we missing? What is happening? And then you both look at the party. Where is David?
Oh.
Where is your banner man?
Oh, fuck.
No.
When did he leave? When did he go missing? You can't remember.
Oh, fuck.
Why the fuck did we bring David again?
Don't know.
He
You
has
seem weirdly attached to the young child.
He has the banner of the warband, which gives you a +10 to fear tests.
That's why.
Runner wouldn't have brought him, but okay.
It's probably in the contract, so he has to be.
I'm just gonna massage my head a little bit and say, "Oh, for fuck's sake, let's go see if we can find that bloody kid, and we're gonna keep him in the middle of the group now." David, you little piece of shit, where are you? I'm gonna start this. Let's double back.
Yeah, I'll double back, look around, start looking for him.
I'm going to still be watching the dark corners for beady little red eyes.
Sure, you can do that. As you turn around and go back, can you give me a search check?
Flap?
Yep, flat for now.
I think, yeah. Really isn't as great, but she's still okay in this. Would tracking be better in this case?
At the moment, yeah, you could give me tracking. You're backtracking at the moment, so yeah, you can use tracking. You won't get much more from it at the moment, though.
Okay, I'm going to use tracking too. So follow trail. I don't think it's going to be good because it's a fixed target. I'm wrong.
Okay, so you backtrack. You go back into the dead zone, back up the road, and you begin looking around, checking in buildings. Aurelia looks down at the floor and begins looking at... Well, no, you can see where each one of you came through down the middle of the street, and so you gesture for the group that no, it's clearly he must have got lost further up. So you move further up. It's not much further. You get to a point, Aurelia, where you're looking at the footprints and you can see that one set veers off. It seems to veer off into a saloon.
Into a what?
I'm just gonna mutter, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill that little prick." Tries going to that saloon over there.
Saloon, you said?
Yes.
Yes.
A bar, a tavern.
Alright, okay. No, I think I got a little bit of a lag spike, and all I heard was saloon. I was like, a holiday place?
But it's very much in that Western kind of style, as in this definitely seems to be a place where coach drivers come and would tie up their, messengers would come. This definitely seems to be a place that's pushing towards anyone with a horse.
Okay. Yeah, let's go and investigate that.
I'm gonna take I'm gonna take my sword out because this is gonna be close range, and if I have to, I can just pull out one of my pistols.
I'm gonna recommend I might go first.
I'm gonna have my hammers ready. Just because that's fun.
Can I do a perception check while we're moving closer to the door so I can peek inside?
Sure. Well, what do you want to look through?
Is there a window, or is the door one of those basically Wild West ones that swing, or?
That's the one difference about this. It does seem to have normal push hinged doors, but they are double, but they're full length. So it's not the 1/3 of a door like they have in westerns.
No, this isn't like the Batwing doors, but okay.
I'm gonna look through a door. And through the door, I'm gonna look through a window. Sorry.
Okay, so as you look through the window, give me a perception check, please.
Perception, alright. There you are. Bloop.
Excellent. Can I get a willpower check, please? -10.
Oh, I knew this was coming. I just knew it. -10?
-10.
I'm gonna use a fate point. Or not for a fate, fortune.
They're the same thing.
-10. That is so unfortunate, but I fail.
You see the most beautiful woman you have ever seen. She rivals some of the now lesser beauties of the Elven Forests. She dwarfs every single thing that you have ever thought of as beautiful. And she stares into your eyes from within this busy, bustling saloon. She's on stage singing and you are drawn to her.
Can I say anything before I open the door?
Unfortunately not. You walk forwards and placing your hand on the door handle, it feels so light as you pull down and step in.
Can I follow in after her quickly?
You can indeed. As you step in, Aurelia, you see a light, bustling, buzzing tavern. People are drinking, laughing, singing, but they all are entranced by her song and her eyes as she stares at you. You sit down at the bar. The barman places a drink in front of you and you just stare into these beautiful green eyes. And that's where you stop for a moment. The rest of you, you see Aurelia look through the window, see something that captivates her eye as she walks over casually, opens the door and steps in. Casper would be the one to notice this at first. Casper, as you step in, this rotting, mangy saloon that everything is bedraggled. The outside seems to have somehow weathered better than the inside. The inside, everything just looks as if it's desiccated, as if the life, the soul has been sucked out of it. And as you follow your comrade's path, you look round and this just doesn't seem right. There's something odd about this when she takes a seat at the bar. kind of odd.
Okay.
But is there anything you'd like to do?
Can I actually get a quick look? Is there anyone in here? Is there anything along the lines of corpses or anything in here?
Sure, can I get a perception plus 10?
Okay. Perception plus 10.
Okay, can I get a willpower check?
Can I quickly ask, does my undead trait factor into this? Immune to fear, terror, stunning, poison, disease, and all spells, skills, and effects that involve manipulation of the mind.
Yes, you are immune to it.
Okay.
So as you look around, Casper, you see that there are a number of skeletons, almost nothing left, the bleached bones and tattered remains of clothes, but they seem to be sleeping? Like, if anything, if you'd say the way that they're hunched over the bar, or perhaps a poison of some sort, but there's not many here. And then you look under the tables and you see the piles. They almost reach the bottom of the table, like the underside of it. And as you look round, the concern growing, you see in the corner a pike stood up against the wall with a banner that is currently drooping on the wall. An arm holding it aloft, but the body and head resting on a table in the back.
Oh, fuck.
And as you turn to tell your comrade, you can see that she too has placed her arms crossed in front of her and has just placed her head onto her arms.
She's sitting on a stool, right?
Yes.
I kick the stool out from underneath her. And rush over to Mario while shouting for the others to stay outside, I suppose, for now. I don't want them seeing whatever got them entranced.
I want to ask, does the shock jolt me in any way and help me?
Can I get a willpower plus 20?
Oh, thank you, Casper, you beautiful undead creature. Fuck! I'm using a fate point. I don't care. I'm using a fate point. Fuck! Nope.
Can I try and come?
Oh!
Because I'm genuinely intrigued as to what's happening here.
The worst thing is my willpower gets upgraded in my next career.
I have decent willpower.
You wish to run in and see what's happening.
Yeah, because I really don't know you.
Sure. You
Well,
run
he's done
in.
3 months, but like
You run in.
Wait,
Can I get
Illyria.
a perception test? A perception test, please, Lyria.
also Lyria isn't the smartest cookie, so
Oh boy. Yeah, they still passed though.
Willpower test, please.
does where is it? Fuck. The one that's like, is this a fear test or is this a magic thing?
It's a magic thing. It's an illusion, essentially.
I'm gonna fake point that.
What is wrong with our willpower?
Oh no. Jesus Christ.
There we go. I'm fine.
Just no more.
So, as you run in, hearing Casper's call to get people out, you charge in and you see what Casper saw. There's a feeling as if something has just stepped on your hopefully glorious grave at one point, but it doesn't feel right whilst you're alive now. There's a shudder up your spine as you look around. You see that the collapsed form of Aurelia and Casper in the corner moving something about.
bloody hell's going on in here?
First thing, I told you to stay out. Secondly, grab Aurelia and run.
As you try to do
I
that,
wrap my arm round her waist.
you
Or
feel.
try to.
You feel. Can I get a fear test, please? And this is
This I
genuinely
do
a
get a
fear.
bonus to.
Yes, you do get your bonuses to this, as you feel an icy cold grasp around your heart, as a face appears of a beautiful woman by your chin, over your shoulder from behind, as if they've come from behind you. They are mine. They will be left here, or you will die.
Is the standard giving me any buffs? Because you said it gave us buffs earlier.
Only when it is flying. Currently,
Okay.
it's drooped on the wall as Casper's like trying to
Okay.
wake Mario up.
Is
That's
this
okay.
both of us?
It's just
Alright.
a plus 10 for me. You don't deal with fear because you fucking.
No, this
Oh,
isn't with you, Casper, because it's it's
okay.
actually a touch. It's actually a touch thing.
Ah, okay.
So you steel yourself against this icy cold grasp around your heart, Illyria. You can act as normal if you want to grab the unconscious Aurelia. You can.
I'm gonna do that and say some fucking undead things in here.
Right.
And I'm gonna drag her out by her waist.
Out of character, don't you mean another one?
Would that be loud enough that I would hear it outside?
Yes.
Don't tell me you're gonna run into. Right. Little
Oh no,
David.
I might.
Hey, I did the Slayer thing in charging in when I shouldn't, but also listened and followed an order to get the fuck out.
Right.
This is an encounter I wish I had my other character.
Alright, so when I get to David, is he just like passed out on top of the
Yes.
table?
Yes.
Standing to one side and
unconscious. He's still got it. His arm wrapped around it, but he is very much asleep on the table, and it's kind of the actual metal is still able to go over his shoulder because it's a pike. It's a bloody long piece of metal. So he's got it pointed. The point is in the wall slightly, with the standard drooping onto the wall, and he's just got his head rest up against the metal and his arm.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a good old pat on the shoulder and say, "Alright, kid, time to get out." And if he doesn't wake up, can I just hoist him over my shoulder?
Like a regimental soldier.
Sure, you can do that. Did he succeed?
Oh.
He succeeds!
He did.
So as you're patting him on the shoulder, like shaking him, and he comes to, and she was alright. She was so beautiful. Yeah, the face.
Sorry,
Huh? What?
sorry, David. She's too old for you. Let's get out. Come on. Quickly.
He grabs hold of his standard and pike, and babbles something about an illusion or a dream or things how they were. The stage. Aurelia, as you are sat in your blissful dream watching her, she goes up to the stage and begins to sing. A pianist is playing, and everything just seems perfect. You feel something happen behind you, a jud or a jolt, you're not quite sure. It's not important. What's important now is her song. And you can just feel yourself, just your soul swelling and almost flowing out of you in a weird sense, as just the joy in the room just keeps growing as her song becomes deeper and more meaningful, plucking at more heartstrings. Illyria. As you grab hold of your unconscious friend and go to drag her outside, you could swear you felt the wind or the air change for a moment. Almost as if something missed you, but you're not quite sure. Livia, was there something you wanted to do?
Well, she basically stand outside. Like, she didn't go in after hearing what went on.
Sure. So as Illyria opens the door, what little light there is today shining through, you pull your friend out. For Casper and dear old David, you two make your way out of the saloon.
Okay. I'm going to pat Mario down, make sure everything's fine, and he's not cut or bruised or injured in any way.
As he goes to get out of the door, just before the light that shines through the door covers him entirely, he shouts in pain as he takes... Oh, holy fuck! Okay, that's Ulrich's. Oh dear.
Oh no. Oh no.
The Ulrich's did fail, however. He has taken 13 points of damage to the torso.
Oh. Did we get him anything like chainmail? Did we only get him
We
leather?
did get him. I got him chainmail.
Okay. I remember getting Carla chainmail, but I don't remember getting the... Jesus Christ.
Okay. So the 14 goes down to 8. Mario has 9 wounds in total. He has one wound now. So Mario cries out in pain as he basically is flung forwards, slightly pushing you, Casper, but you're strong enough to kind of hold him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving ground. He seems to have gotten a bit stronger since last time you took notice.
Thank the Emperor. Or thank the... No, not thank the Emperor. Thank the gods.
I mean, thank the Emperor would still work.
Yeah, true.
But you can see that there appear to be claw marks through his armor, and his armor has now been damaged.
Okay. Shit. Alright, I'm putting him outside. Like making sure he's pushed outside, and how far away from the stage am I?
Well, you're at the front door now.
The front door, yeah. All right. I'm just going to step out and ask everyone to fall back a little bit further. I want to see if anything additional happens, and also to hold on to David so he doesn't walk off again.
He actually got a natural 100 on an awareness check. That's how he got drawn into this mess. He got a natural 100 on a perception check because he was looking round.
I just have a hammer ready in one arm, well, in both hands, but one arm's wrapped around Jim's waist.
Good point.
Not Jim.
Aurelia, you are just enjoying this woman's voice so much. You would give your heart, body, and soul to her. You would give... Dum! You're dropped on the floor. You wake up. You're out of her field of effect. Just like, you feel really drained. You weren't in there long enough for any actual damage to have occurred. But yeah, you're just like you feel fatigued.
I'm just gonna raise a hand, put it on my head, and say, "Ow, ow! What the fuck just happened?"
You're welcome.
What the fuck happened in there?
I saved your life.
What the fuck happened? Where is the beautiful woman? Where are we?
I'm right here.
Not you bloody dwarf.
Oh, it's a little bit too much at the moment, Elf. Hang on a second. Now that we're outside the door or anything, can I take a look around to see if there's anything very specific or out of the ordinary now that I get a good look at the building?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. Exactly. It just seems like the building across the road. It doesn't.
It's stone or wood?
It's a mix. It seems to have been a wood building originally, but parts of it have been replaced with stone.
Okay.
Mainly the bottom half has been replaced with stone, and the top is still wood.
Right. Okay.
Taking care of David, I would give him a good quality healing draft. Healing 8 wounds.
Sure, you can do that.
So he'd be back to full again.
As it takes a few moments, but his wounds do close, and he does stop whinging in pain. He can only have another 2
next time you
potions.
decide to wander off, you let us know.
I didn't wander. I swear. I was just felt something watching us, so I was looking round, and then I saw her. She needed help.
Beautiful?
No. I saw a young woman who needed help. And oh yeah, she was beautiful, but she looked like she was in pain. So, and then I don't know.
I heard a woman singing on stage. What the fuck happened in there?
Can I walk back up to the door
Sure.
and just open it? Just leave it open. Just peer on in.
I'm gonna walk up next to you.
An
Alright.
item smashes against the door frame.
Okay.
I'm gonna check myself to see if I dropped anything.
I'm just gonna turn to the dwarf and down. Okay, dwarf. What do you see?
You didn't drop anything.
I didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
I felt something walking over my grave, but nothing beyond that.
Okay.
Another item from the back of the saloon comes out of the darkness and smashes against the wall that the door is in.
Pardon?
The wall that the door's in, an item smashes against it, like a plate or a cup or something of that nature.
I'm gonna have a slight smile on my face as I shout. You're not a very good shot, are you?
I'm probably sitting right now, rubbing my head. I'm gonna get up and say, "Can someone tell me what the fuck happened? Is there an evil spirit in there or something? Because it sure feels like it."
Whatever it is, and then I start shouting, "It's a coward that won't face us in a fair fight," and try to intimidate it.
That's for sure. Well,
Another item smashes against the ceiling.
It's actually getting worse.
Can't all of us actually see in the dark?
Yeah, we can.
We can. It's an ethereal creature. We can't see it because it's invisible.
Okay, can we just burn this place down to the ground now then?
Can you burn stone, my good elf?
There is wood here, and even though this is technically sacrilege, it's either that or someone goes in there and kills that motherfucker.
I'll shrug my shoulders and carefully walk my way up to the stage.
Sure. As you approach the stage, there's just this feeling as if wind has moved somewhere in your vicinity. You're not quite sure. It might. You've been in enough battles. It's as if someone whiffed massively, like as if they swung a sword but were miles off, and there's just this little poof of air that's been pushed out.
I'm just gonna stand there. My hands are out, and now please. I would like to talk.
As you approach the stage, you see that there is a dress and a pile of bones. The bones seem odd to you. They don't look like the rest of the bones in the building. They're pitted and scarred, and it's almost as if something's been slowly eating away at them. And then you look and see that, hang on, that there is a beam of light. There's a small hole in the roof. And that light is shining down on the bones, but what could have made a small hole like that? And why is...
Oh. I think I understand. Can I look for some warpstone in the area?
You can attempt to.
Awareness or search or...
You can give me a search. Well, you'll have to use a search check, but a magical sense can give you bonuses to it. Because you're like, oh look, that area over there is rather magical, and then
I'll do the magical sense. -1, I still.
No, you've moved further away from the dead zone.
Oh.
In here, you're actually getting +10s and +2s to your magic.
I'm gonna use a... Nah, that's fine.
You can literally just wait. This is an event where you're basically as you stand there, close your eyes and try to do a magical sense. You feel the wind coming close. I will give you a chance to dodge.
Yeah, I will dodge, but I will say that this is very impolite, and I do just wish to talk.
You move out of the way as you feel the wind blow. That would have hit, but there's no response to your comments.
Okay.
You can do another magical sense.
Yeah, I'll do another one.
Well, he hit David, and I did roll to see if he was going to hit David or Casper, so it would have done a righteous fury on Casper, which would have been quite amusing.
I would have, 13 damage, yeah, and that's not good. But yeah, I'm still not doing too well in the magical sense.
And another whiff.
Okay.
So you could roll again. I mean, technically we're in combat at the moment, so...
Technically, yeah.
It's just,
oh, boy.
To be honest with you, ghosts have cool abilities, and spectres, and they all have cool abilities. They're just not very good in combat. But then it's because if you don't have the right equipment, you can't kill them. So yeah.
All right. Hang on. I'm actually just I'm not gonna do a magical sense this time. I'm actually going to cast something. So I do have a +2, right?
Yep. You've got a +10 to your to your channeling and magical sense, and a +2.
I'm not
to
doing
the
a
cast
challenge.
ability.
This is a full action cast. So
Okay.
Oh wait, I do actually have the dark magic. So that is enough to get it off, but that's doubles.
Excellent. Excellent.
So I will... Same thing again, but I'll just make it so it's guaranteed to go off. There we go. And I will roll Zege's Curse. I shout insult at the dwarf in the doorway. Oh shit, that's not the right dwarf. Oh god, this dwarf barely knows me.
Yeah.
Are we starting this again?
Yeah. Seems like it.
Oh no.
It's just going to be spellcasters cursing everyone.
Oh,
You
boy.
stupid fucking useless dwarf! You couldn't even die right.
So, as I'm standing there, yes, I do cast Ward Against Abomination, so there is a
So it does
area of
a,
effect.
it does a willpower test to see if it can bypass this. It can't.
I will
So-
shout out that yes, I was trying to be polite, but if you're not going to give me the time to take a look around, I'll just have to keep you away.
An item is floating in the air.
Dwarf, throw a hammer. And I point at the item floating in the air.
I'm going to aim and throw a hammer.
What are these hammers made out of? And what do they have anything enchanted on them?
No, because I have to have 12 of them. And it's
Excellent.
really hard
Excellent.
to enchant all of them, okay?
Yes, but you could have just done 1 or 2 for special hammers, but you didn't. You didn't.
No,
So,
no,
thankfully-
because I wanted to make my character actually slightly survivable. Sorry.
Thankfully, you throw your hammer. Throw your hammer, dwarf.
What is aiming at is +20 if you have that talent that I have.
If you have the talent.
Yeah, but you're aiming at something invisible. The only target you actually have is the object it's currently holding.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say roll flat for now, because
Okay.
realistically there should be minuses for throwing at a
I mean,
cup, essentially. So you
I mean,
throw, and it was
if I want to
bang
throw, I
on.
can throw.
If a arm was holding that cup, it would be bang on perfect. But unfortunately, there's no arm there, so your hammer just ding, ding, ding. Oh crap! Your hammer is now lost within the tavern's junk. You
do
have a
believe in
20%
that
chance of losing it. So 80 and above, when you go to search for it, you've lost it.
They are best quality, so I better not fucking lose it.
So the
I
way-
will shout that I forgot this wasn't Ragnar.
So the way I run, you're meant to have a 50-50 with all thrown weapons or shot like arrows. If you're depending on where you're fighting, I'll put different modifiers on. Because you've thrown it into a derelict, abandoned building with loads of junk everywhere, it's going to be more difficult for you to find. If you threw it onto a flat field, however, where it'd be quite easy for you to find, and their hammers, I don't imagine they're going to break that easily. So that's why, yeah, it's a 20% chance. But like I said, you're not in any duress, so you could technically spend as long as you wanted searching for them.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
going to
mean-
look at Livia. Livia is with us, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm around.
Livia, can you enchant weapons by any chance?
I
Who like-
can't, but I could go and take a look. I'm just going to step next to Illyria and look inside and do a magical sense.
So, can I get a perception check?
Oh no. Can I do another magical sense now that I'm at peace?
Well, it's
Well,
a
Yes.
success.
You succeed. Excellent. Can I get a willpower check?
You are a mage, so it's not too bad. Oh, I got my actual magical sense this time.
Okay, you feel as if something stepped on your grave and a shiver up your spine, but you don't fall under the illusion. Casper, as you go
Thanks
into a
for
magic... yeah, pretty much. As you go into your magical sense, you look around, and now you can see that there is a woman hovering above the bones. She looks slender, as if malnourished, and her face is gone gaunt and her eyes sunken, but you can see the beauty that was once there. As you look around, you see a child, a young girl, maybe a year or so younger than our dear Mario. She is holding a cup. And as you look around, you can see that this whole area of the stage cracks with green energy. Just very small little electric jolts cracking all over. But as you look underneath the woman who floats in the middle of the stage, you can see that something glows in a more stable but still just as shockingly green.
I'll call to the rest of them to get back as I break the ward and move forward towards the green site, or the green spot, and
Sure.
I would like to look at the ghost dead in the eyes to actually make sure that it knows I can see it.
There seems more sorrow and sadness on her face, and yet more rage and shit. What's that? What would the word be? You know, when kids are a stubborn youth from the child. She's just got that stubborn rage that seems to be running through her as she throws her cup at you, and it goes wild, smashing off into the corner of the saloon. You drop your field and you walk towards the stage. Give me a search test with a +20. Livia, you can see same as what Casper saw, and the new dwarf, a wrecked, almost desecrated interior, and you can see that Casper is heading towards the stage area, intently searching something as he gets to the stage. Casper, you pull some of the clothes away, and you see indeed there is the woman's skull that you must disturb, but underneath her clothes you see a child's skull, no larger than a teen. And there, next to the two skulls, a small chunk of warpstone, or weirdstone. It's about the size of your thumbnail.
Something so small. I want to do something that I have been trying to do for a while now, and haven't actually been able to do so. But no, actually, no. I will drawing the sword, or yeah, because I don't have my quarterstaff anymore. I'm going to draw my sword and just lightly and carefully move the weird stone away from the corpse, or the corpses, as far as I can.
Sure, give me an agility check. I'll give you a +10.
Okay. Of course,
You
77.
So you balance this small chunk, this small nugget of warpstone on the end of your sword's blade, and you carefully remove it from the pile of bones and clothes, and you try to make your way out of the saloon. As you do this, there was another whiff as you uncovered the warpstone. You saw some drapes move in the corner or some shit like that. As you're making your way out, another. Oh, Jesus Christ. How does a ghost get an... How do you make a natural 100 affect a ghost? I mean,
They hurt themselves?
they can't. There's just a howl, like a banshee, as you're walking out, and you notice as a huge scrape mark appears by the bar, which is surprising as you're nowhere near the bar. You have a little bit of a chuckle. That's the best I could do.
Okay.
Oh no, I've got one better. Before I shall roll back my ridiculous idea. As you're making your way out, heading towards the door, you get past the bar as you hear this ripping, tearing sound of wood. As you glance back over your shoulder, you can see it seems as if the little girl has slashed at a wooden floor beam in her rage. You hear the wood creak and crack. What do you want to do?
Oh boy. I'm going to make a quick hop, trying to make sure that this doesn't actually cave in or anything.
You're going to quicken up? Then can I get an agility test flat? You skip. You manage to get the little nugget into the recess in the blade. So it's just happily sat there. It's not going anywhere but back and forwards, and you just hop, skip, and jump your way out. With not a problem, you get outside, brush the dust off, keeping the nugget in place as you hear the floor from above the stage give way and collapse in. Our female dwarf, your hammer is lost.
No! You owe me for this, vampire.
Yeah, so I thought you would have had more effective weaponry. But...
So, technically, until Casper tells you specifically, you do not know he's a vampire. Or he's cursed. Because we actually have a vampire hunter in the group, I hope everyone would have respected that. Yeah, until he actually tells you he's just a really pale, weird-looking human.
You owe me for that one.
I slide the bit of warpstone down onto the ground and just leave it there in front of everyone.
She actually had 3 months of never seeing him in the sunlight.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of research during that time.
And you could say so much for the elf as well that was in the tower. Hardly ever saw her unless she was shouting insults at people.
I didn't do that. That's the main thing. So, can I'm going to leave that there and just ask someone to take care of that while I turn back around and look back at the bar. It's just in ruin now, I guess, or...
Pretty much. So the bar design that I had in my head, and I didn't tell any of you because I'm a bit of an arsehole like that, is one of those round bars where the barmen are in the middle and the bar goes all the way round in like a circle, semicircle kind of, not semicircle. Yeah, a circle
kind
kind
of
of
what I
way.
had in mind as well, to be honest.
So you could see through to the stage. You can still see the bar. That area hasn't collapsed in, but the whole stage area and seating area has just collapsed in on itself. And you can hear the building creak, particularly in the roof kind of area.
Can I do another magical sense to see if the ghosts are still there?
Yeah,
Or can I
I'm
even
about
feel
to
the
do the
presence?
same.
As you do your magical senses, for one, for the both of you, you could feel that other magical things are happening around you, like these small firecrackers, which I'm just going to tell you now is basically warpstone dust. Mordheim's covered in shit, and it reacts violently whenever the hell it likes. So they're these little tiny flares that you keep seeing. As you look in, you can see that the ghosts are indeed still very much undead, but now floating in the bar area. The child is still enraged and the mother just looks helpless.
Oh, God.
Would Livia know anything about necromancy, being an elf and fairly well versed in magic?
Give me a magical theory, a magical lore test. You haven't studied, like you haven't put in-game time into studying the topic, so this is just what you know.
Oh no,
off the top of
apparently
your
she
head.
doesn't.
Ooh.
So from the little knowledge that you do have, you know that normally your kith and kin, would seal away a graveyard, would put enchantments on it so that the dead cannot be risen unless the enchantment is broken. You know that ghosts and spectres and so on are types of spirit, just from your magical knowledge. But you're not 100% how you bind them or how they're bound to the mortal realm. You just know that the winds of magic do seem to affect them, do seem to give them their ability to stay in this realm.
I want to step back up to the bar.
Sure, you can step up to the bar.
Look at. If I can still see them, I want to look at both of the ghosts and. I'll try one more time. Please, just.
Another whiff.
Yeah, I figured.
And
I can
it is
actually
the
see her trying to
child.
hit me now. Yeah.
It is the child that's striking out
child.
at you, and it just looks like a mother. Like the woman looks like a mother who's just been defeated, like failed her child in some respect, and has just let her child go rampant. Just doesn't have the energy to stop. Doesn't have the willpower or maybe the right to stop.
Okay then. This is probably going to be more direct. It's out loud, but I'm kind of emphasizing that this is towards the group. Who is at fault when such a catastrophe like this claims lives? Think about what happened in Mordheim, the comet, and anything else. We now have two poor souls here trapped here. Are either of them to blame for what happened? One to the other, or the other to anything else?
I'm just massaging my temples. Casper, it doesn't fucking matter. They tried to eat Mario. Just kill them and move on.
I stare
Well,
at the
we
young
could
girl.
try, but I don't think that us destroying the spirits would really have a lasting effect on them.
No.
We'd probably have to do something about what keeps them here.
I don't know. Take their bones, salt it, and burn it. I just fucking.
No. I'm hoping that my current predicament doesn't actually affect my standing with more, but I will attempt something.
Your current predicament?
I point my finger at the young girl and cast another spell. I'll try channeling, so if she wants to do an attack or anything, let her try it.
Are you still inside the building?
Yeah.
Okay, plus 20. And plus 2 to the casting.
Okay. Yeah, that's for the channeling. That's with the plus 7 for the channeling. Channeling success. Yes. Gradient. Do I have anything for the gradient? No. Could have, but no, the bar, or the stage collapsed. So, no. And plus 2 modifier. Oh, and the dark magic, because I gotta do that now. Alright, no doubles.
Sadness.
No doubles. But I got 6, 5, 7, technically. Okay. The young girl has to make a willpower test. And if she fails 3 willpower tests before, she can succeed any, she's released from the mortal world.
Okay. Did I? Oh no, there it is. Okay, there's not much chance of her succeeding this. So, how long does it last for? Does it have a rounds, or do you
banished from the mortal world?
No. Do you have to keep?
Oh no, I cast it once, and as soon as she passes from it, I believe she's fine until I cast it again.
Okay, so you wait the equivalent time to what we would call a round, and you feel okay. She must be fading soon. Another equivalent time of a round goes by. She seems to be struggling and fighting against your spell's effect, but then she seems to almost be fading, almost failing, and then on the last round you get the sense, because you see her get angry and resolved again, and she fights off the effect. On the last willpower test, she succeeds. She's got 18. No. She's got 18 willpower, by the way. She's got a 33, a 42, and then an 18.
I'm just gonna cast again on her. If I want.
Sure. She strikes out, and she actually hits you.
Okay. I'm not gonna dodge because I'm in the middle of the casting.
Sure. She does 6 damage. Which
I
actually,
believe I soak that.
If it does go through your soak, it will hurt you. But
no, 6. I have 6 soak exactly.
So by all means, do your cast.
Oh, that's Grief End. No shit, wrong one. Technically, that's a pass anyway because I rolled a 17.
Yeah, it would be a pass.
So it's dark magic.
Let's see the da. Oh,
nope.
Bollocks. Okay, sure. So she does 3 more willpower tests. 24, 22, 31. Again, she struggles with the spell that you have cast on her, shrieking and crying at first, but then slowly losing power, going quieter and quieter until she disappears. Her mother, as she disappears, loses control. She goes into an absolute rage and begins to attack you.
Mm-hmm. I do not dodge or move.
She just misses you. Like, you can feel the wind quite firmly on your cheek as her attack whiffs.
This time I actually do cast Grief's End. Merely muttering that the child is now with more, and you should go too. There's nothing left for you on this plane. And Dark Magic. I believe... Oh, nope. Just a no more. Holy shit.
Damn you! Damn you! Okay.
Wait.
So-
You had to cast a number of 5 and you rolled 4 dice.
Yes.
Why?
There's no such thing as underkill. Only overkill.
No, there's no such thing as overkill.
So,
No. Overkill's a real thing.
Casper, can I get a willpower check with a -20?
Yep. Oh shit, not 203. Jesus Christ. Alright.
You take 2 damage. Through your toughness and armor, you're not sure why, a pain, a burning sensation from within as you attempt to pass this soul on and call out your god's name. Internally, it feels more as if this is the evil that you have let in rebelling against you. But the woman stops her rage as serenity appears on her face, and she too disappears.
I call out to the dwarf. If you wanted to go look for your hammer, now's the time.
Didn't you say it was just straight up lost?
On a 10, on a 1d10, you can find it. You can have a 10% chance. So I want to see a 10.
Oh boy.
Those are expensive, man. You owe me.
Close, but no cigar.
I shrug my shoulders. Pity. And time to the rest of the month. The area is now clear, with a nod to Livia. I'm pretty damn sure she saw what I saw. So, shall we take a look around, or shall we continue on to the rock?
I'm gonna poke my head through the door, inspect the beautiful girl who's finally gone, and say, "Wow, did you kill it?"
In a sense.
What was it?
What do you think? It's a ghost.
Well, there are a lot of bodies in this place, right?
But I believe so, yeah.
I mean, who knows? One of these bodies might be a dolphin merchant. So why not look around before I move towards the rock?
Oh.
If you want to search the
Never
place,
mind.
search check.
Oh, don't have searches.
I'll do search, why not?
Holy
can I-
shit!
Any bonuses or minuses?
No.
Can I, real quick, before I start searching everywhere, can I actually go outside and make sure like the warp stone's still where it is?
Sure, you can
Right,
do that. It is still
Do
there.
we have a lead box still, or is that only Ragnar?
That's Ragnar has that.
If we find a pouch, we can just put it in the pouch and mark it
How the-
so nobody touches it.
I do have a leather skull cap in my backpack. I could use to just pick it up and just hold it.
Yeah, something like that. Or if we find a leather pouch or something, we can just
Yeah.
stick it in there.
For now, I'll scoop it up in the skull cap. I'll even put it in the notes. Holding stone nugget. And head inside and start searching.
Black Hand, you can roll search as well if you'd like, because you are with this group.
He has been very, very quiet.
I have noticed.
Did I find anything on my 8?
So, as you search the
I leave
saloon,
the magic stuff to you guys.
you find a number of items. As you check over the dead bodies and pick up what, that seems to be a dagger, that looks like a sword, and that's a coin purse, and that's your slight joy soon turns to annoyance and sadness as the sword is rusted, the dagger too. Even the gold coins, as you pour them out onto the table, have been molded, crusted. Something is eaten away at them, but gold doesn't get tarnished. There is
Mordheim.
nothing in this place, or everything that you do find has become a desiccated husk, much like the interior itself.
There you go.
Sorry, I did say when you came in
Yeah,
here,
I know,
everything
I know.
was like desiccated and
There was a chance. We could have rolled a 1. There was this one little lockbox, this like lead lockbox under the floorboards.
sadly not. Although
Alright.
I will give Illyria, whatever your weird name is, roll
Illyria?
me a 1d10.
Oh.
No, unfortunately, you still don't find that hammer.
I found the hole it went through, but it's strangely not there anymore.
Alright. I suppose we'll head back on the door. I'll be back in 1 moment.
Sure. So you gather up your group, and perhaps this has been a small lesson that your group will learn from. Mordheim does play with the mind. It's not just what you were told, it is reality. There are creatures here that will draw you away from the group without them noticing, till maybe it's too late. But with this new experience under your belts, you push on. You get back to the dead zone and you carry on further down until you get to the docks. And this is where I have to move the group away from the rock. So, as you get to the docks, there is a stone promenade, essentially, that goes on the docks, the sea edge. And then underneath that, there is an actual wooden dock that freight is loaded on and loaded off onto. As you come into this area where you can see over the other side of the river, you look further along and you can see where Wilhelm is pointing the rock. This grand fortress, essentially built in the middle, built inside of Mordheim. There's only one bridge connecting it, and as you look along, you can see that it appears open. Wilhelm does point out where the ogres should be, and it doesn't take too much peeping to begin to see their large bulbous heads kind of bobbing up and down. From the angle of which you're coming at, and the map is not going to show this, but it looks as if there are steps down next to the side of the gatekeeps of the bridge, and the ogres are kind of congregating down closer to the water. So currently you are above where the ogres are. You can just see the tops of their heads if you peer over for a while. Time-wise, it feels as if it's been about an hour and a half. Hang on, let me get a judge. And the map doesn't adequately describe how long it takes, but it does on my chart.
Of course.
So it feels as if you've been here for maybe 2-3 hours, but in reality, as you look up at the sun, it behind heavy clouds today, but you can still guesstimate where it should be from the bright silver linings in the clouds. Being maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours max, but your bodies are already beginning to feel drained and fatigued. Do you want to do anything?
I was AFK there for a second, so we've just come up to the rock and
You're on the quay side. So you've come out onto a stone promenade that has shops on one side and then water on the other. But underneath that, there's a wood dock that reaches out all the way along the wall, where goods are basically unloaded and loaded. And there are some ramps that lead up onto the stone promenade from the wooden docks. And did you catch the bit about the ogres?
there was ogres down there who were just about head height, just above their head.
Yeah, so the way that the bridge is built, there are clearly stone steps and perhaps a platform closer to the water's edge. So at the moment you are higher up than the ogres, and as you look over, you can just about make out their heads bobbing around by the backdrop of the stone of the rock.
Okay. Can I see, or can I make it a perception test to see what they are currently doing down there? They're just like walking around, or just
at the moment you can do a perception check, but you can only see their heads. If you want to get a better view on them, you have to go up to the edge of the stone promenade, or closer to the bridge.
Perception. Oh shit, okay.
So
I'm not get closer just yet because I'm not that stealthy.
From here you can make out that there's maybe 3 ogres, or is it 4? There seems to be a captain's hat that keeps bobbing around, and you're not quite sure if that's a human that's like on a different level, or if it's quite a large, it'd have to be a large head. It can't be a human. Maybe some other creature then with a, maybe it's another ogre. You're not quite sure.
Did Wilhelm tell us about these ogres?
Yes, you have been told
Yes.
about the ogres.
We have been told about the captain. Or
So-
there was one that has a parrot.
Yeah, so wouldn't Wilhelm know what's up?
She's being kind of quiet at the moment. She did point out that yeah, the ogres are over there. Yeah, there is a captain. But at the moment she's at a point where you guys didn't get much further, and nasty things attacked her when she was last here. So she's kind of, keeping an eye out, looking around, watching rooftops.
Okay. No, there's ogres. Wilhelm and Luciana did tell us about the ogres and their captain and the weird parrot thing on the shoulder that could reload guns. Do we just go say hi? Because we do have to cross that bridge to get to the rock.
Yeah.
Casper, ugly as sin, but you're still the better talker, so.
I'm what? Sorry?
Ugly as sin.
Oh, thanks. Thank you ever so much for that loving compliment.
I still love you, buddy.
Sure.
So
Who was it that helped you with the ghosts there? Oh, yeah. Female.
you make your way down the stone promenade, and this is where you get your first real glimpse of something else that's strange about Mordheim. You see an old cart that's rotting, but as you come to the front of the cart, making your way to the ramp, making your way to the bridge, you see that there are two skeletal horses. If a horse was sleeping or lying down on its, like kneeling, that is how these skeletons remain, with the heads slumped. And there are obscene things that have been tied to the skeletal horses. Arms, legs, all skeletal by now, but for some reason all retaining their positions when the sinews have long since gone.
I'm going to motion to Livia and give her some. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to try and hint that something's fucky, and do a magic.
So the bones actually look in the right order.
Yeah.
Not
So
just
a skeletal arm that has been, you can see like it was tied on the horse by like the socket of the shoulder, where the shoulder would have, but the arm was laid out so it was reaching up at the sky. As the skin and sinew has rotted away, the skeletal arm is still reaching up at the sky.
Alright, yeah, I'm doing magical stuff. Just no, 57.
It sparkles with green energy, but not. There's not a large amount there. You can just see these cracking green jolts that just seem to cover. As you look around, you can see them everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
This area, by the way, seems to be actually quite normal, except from the violent jolts of extra magic energy that is being released violently in areas. It seems as if the winds are able to flow more easily around here.
So we don't get the feeling that there's magic at work, holding the bones together.
Oh, definitely. There's definitely. You don't know if it's the innate nature of Mordheim. You don't know if it's the green warp dust that coats everything, or if it was a ritual that keeps it, but magic is definitely involved. But there are a number of things that it could be.
I'm gonna whisper to myself, is it bad that I can like...
Sorry, dude, you cut out there.
That's okay. Even more secret now. Basically whispering to myself, is it bad I want to keep it?
Well, you almost got yourself a brat ghost, so...
True. Wait, you heard that? Alright, I'll just look at the party and then what are we gonna do with it? After what we experienced in the bar there, I'm worried it's alive to some degree.
Well, there's more things such as life experience.
Wilhelm tells you it was there before.
I was there before.
It's not new.
I'll approach it and take a look at it.
It is a skeletal horse that has some human bits added on that are staying in position in a weird and freakish way.
Okay.
It looks, for all intensive purposes, as if the animal has just gone down on its knees and gone to sleep, and then died and rotted there, with extra human bits added on, of course.
Yeah.
You can give me a perception test if you wish.
Sure. Negative?
You're up close to it, so I'll give you a +10. Well, Nuffle wants this kept secret.
No, fuck that. I'm going to use one of the lucky charms. I'm going to use one of the lucky charms.
100! Oh.
Hey!
Now that you're closer and looking more carefully...
Oh, shit. Is that a brick, or is it 10 on a
No,
brick?
it's 10. It's 10.
Okay.
Oh, this is... The arms are not tied on at all. Now that you're closer, they are part of the skeleton.
Oh.
All the human bits, the legs, the arms. And as you look round and look closer, where the two horses would be facing each other, you see a human skull attached with neck bones, neck vertebrae.
Okay. Hello?
Yep.
Hello.
Okay. I'll... It doesn't move or anything as I approach it. As I have
No.
approached it.
No, there's no movement. There's no signs of life or spiritual activity within it.
Wilhelm told us that it was there before and hasn't
Yeah.
moved.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give it a quick.
I guess it's safe to ignore it then.
I mean, it looks very strange. Like, very strange. Yeah, can I, like, see if I can move one of the arms? Like, make it, force the arm to change its position or anything? Or how easy it is to maneuver the limbs?
Sure. You can try to do that.
Lydia's just
So,
going to raise an
as-
eyebrow as Casper starts poking the dead horse.
As you reach out and try to close the fingers of one of the skeletal hands, as soon as you touch it, it just crumbles to pieces.
Oh. Okay.
But it stops at the basically the fingers snap off and crumble to bits.
Okay. Can I grab the arm and pull it?
Sure.
And it
It,
just crumbles a bit?
it snaps away and breaks into 100 pieces.
Okay. I'll turn back to the group and shrug my shoulders and say, it's... I look at Wilhelm, did this happen before?
We didn't touch it.
Alright, I'll walk around to the little skull bits at the front and poke it.
The main skull of the horse, or the extra one that was growing outside of it.
So, the ones, sorry, the extra one that looks like a human skull between the two other ones, I think.
Sure.
That's how you put it.
So yeah, it's two horses,
Yeah.
and the sides where they face each other. So you walk round and you can now see the face, the skull's jaw hangs slackly and distorted slightly or disjointed slightly, as if it hangs to one side. You go and you poke it, and where you poked just crumbles away. A cloud of dust. Can you roll me? You don't breathe, do you? No, you still breathe. You're not full.
I'm not fully,
yet.
but yeah.
So can you give me a toughness test, please? I will give you a +20 because you are cursed and possessed.
Okay, so toughness +20.
Yes.
Anything else, do I? Trying to. Okay. Oh, fucking course.
You inhale the dust.
Oh, yeah, the
Can you give me a 1d8, please?
1d8?
Yes, 1d8.
I'm surprised it's not a 7. Holy shit.
You have a -10 to your toughness. Please add it to the modifier.
Permanently?
You're not sure when it will go.
Not sure. Alright, modifier. Oh, crap.
As the dust of the skull and the bone and the warp go into the air, you take in a breath, and as you do, you feel drained, you feel weaker somehow, but... Or is it just fatigue? You're not entirely sure what's happened. You give me an intelligence test. You're a fairly intelligent person. I'll give you a +10 to figure out that maybe you've breathed in something that you shouldn't have. Oh, actually, no, I'll give you a +20 because you're an intelligent character, and you're a wizard. You can see that there's.
I did frequently sniff warpstone dust. So, not warpstone dust, but warp snuff. So
True. This is true.
So +20 intelligence.
Yes. A natural 4. Yeah, as the light comes through ever so slightly, and you can see the dust particles and the crackling green with magic sight, you're pretty sure you've inhaled something you shouldn't have inhaled. You got such a good roll there that you hypothesize that if one of your companions were to breathe this in, it could be very, very fatal.
I'm gonna turn around and look at the group and walk back.
Casper, are you done playing with corpses now?
Yep. Don't do what I done there. Don't
What? Don't play with corpses? I don't think I'm planning on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Everyone's just standing there with raised eyebrows, smiling at a vampire just poking corpses.
Hang on a second.
I would like to mention that Black Hand would have had a tight grip on his long last. Hawkland. Hawkland lad.
Sure.
Actually. Can I actually go back over to it real quick and pull out an empty bottle?
Oh.
Can I attempt to bottle the dust?
Oh god, now he's playing with it again.
So, knowing what you know, now this is counted as a poison. So if you want to roll prepare poison for me, then you can.
Right.
And I'll give it to you that as you were walking over, you were like patting yourself down, trying to get the dust off you in case your comrades breathed it in.
I actually don't have prepared poison, so never mind.
Let me check. I think it already has.
You can give me.
I do.
I don't actually.
You can give me alchemy if you have any alchemy skills, or healing skills you can use.
I have healing. I have healing. I don't have healing. Alright, yeah, no, I'll like kind of walk over there to try and follow it, so I'm just looking at the bone and everything else. And, yeah, I'll just make sure everything's dusted off, and I'll inform them that whatever happened to that horse has made its bones incredibly poisonous.
Out of character, you could ask Livia to do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of come over and like, whatever's happened to the corpse has made it incredibly poisonous. So that's why I said don't do what I just done. But I was actually thinking about seeing if I could weaponize it at some point. It would be quite potent.
Sure. Let's
Let me
the
check
code.
real quick if I do have empty vials on me.
I do have anti-venom with me.
So you would be quite well aware you would need to test anti-venoms before it's a guaranteed success. Especially for something you
I do have an
find...
anti-toxin kit.
Well, especially for something you find in Mordheim. Because it's a complete unknown if it's magical poison or if it's a standard poison like what you would be well aware of, or something much more exotic.
I mean, if you're gonna go
As much as I
for some of it, I will actually give you my scarf, cover your mouth and nose to make sure you don't inhale it.
It's one of those jobs you want to apply your hireling to. You know, when you get back, you get one of the menials, and you're like, okay, lick this. Brilliant. Okay, now do you feel better when I do this? You don't. Okay, this is interesting. As that one dies, you get rid of that one and bring the next one in.
Okay, no, don't worry. That foam coming out of your mouth it's not your guts. I swear.
Can I double check the skull cap and make sure the warpstone hasn't mutated it into something terrible and fallen out?
As you look into the skull cap, it does appear as if it's burning ever so slightly. Like it looks where the stone has been lying as if it's darkening the leather within.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll try and get a actual box or something off these ogres when we actually talk to them. But for now, we should probably carry on to visit them, shall we?
So, Olivia, if you do want to collect some, as Casper did mention about weaponizing it, it's entirely up to you. But you will be doing a prepare poison kit, prepare poison test.
Look, as much as I would love the idea of us weaponizing that, are we sure we want to bring a toxin or whatever the fuck that is out of Mordheim, the city of, well, the damned, and potentially bring a plague into the world? I'd say just leave the fucking thing dead there, and let's move on.
Yeah, the Chinese did it.
They did indeed.
The who?
The Chen? No.
The Nippon.
Yeah, Nippon.
No, Cathayan, that's it. Cathayan.
Oh yeah, Nippon was definitely not Japan.
Oh,
Nippon
yeah.
just means Japan in Japanese.
I know, but like that's also was a place.
I know.
So dumb.
Is.
Yes,
It's a place in the old world. It's just not being flushed out properly.
Look.
Okay,
Anyway,
so you move on. You leave the horse skeleton, the mutated horse skeleton covered in warp dust alone.
Hang on. Olivia, do you want to do it or?
Well, let's leave it for now. Unless you want me to instruct you to try and do it yourself.
No. Well, I mean, it's been here for a while, so no, screw it. It'll still be here by the time we come back.
Because if it's magical, I don't think my antitoxin kit will do shit.
That's why I'm offering a scarf. Don't breathe it in. It hurts.
So,
Well, I
Livia,
guess the antitoxin kit would include something to cover my mouth.
Livia, you would know if Casper said it hurt. Then there's a, and again, you're another intelligence build, so I'll give you. Huh, it hurt Casper. Only magical things hurt Casper.
And runes.
Magical things, yes.
Nice try.
I think it would be the poison kit that would actually have a face mask in it, or you could buy one, especially like the Plague Doctor's mask, because in the old world they don't really have. Like, the dwarves have proper respirator kits for their divers. The equivalent for the elves, like, again, the elves don't really, they would use cloths that have been, you know, doused in something that... how would the elves do it? Because they're not really scientific, that's the thing.
It doesn't have to be scientific. You just grab a piece of charcoal, put it in the cloth, put some herbs in it, and stuff that actually are used for filtering stuff, and use it.
Magic.
Yeah,
And magic.
Magic, let's face it.
I would
Magic.
think the elves would have like a spiritual, magical way of doing these kind of things, like to purify the air in a certain enchantment that purifies air when it touches it. You know, so you can breathe through a cloth. That's some weird item like that. I imagine the elves have. At the moment on you right now, you only have the items that you have available, and I wouldn't say there'd be a proper mask in there to protect you. You could you might have the herbs on you, but things like charcoal you'd have to get from the city of Mordheim. So it's up to you if you want to.
I have some green charcoal in my skull cap.
Don't we also have...
I mean, there's probably enough burnt wood around.
Oh yeah, no, you could have. It's not difficult to find.
I'm going to mention. I'm going to remind you. Don't, because warpstone dust is literally everywhere.
Let's just not try to weaponize the dead horse, shall we?
No, we're going to later. It's going to stay here. It's not going to go anywhere. Hell, like, go over there and break its legs to make sure it doesn't if you want.
No. It's a dead horse. Leave it be.
Did you say? Oh, you didn't say it before. I went over there and broke it. It's a mutant horse. It's very clearly a mutant horse.
Leave it be. We're playing with it. It's sacrilege, but still.
I'm not playing with it. I'm investigating it.
You're breaking it apart.
You tried to play with a ghost that was singing to you on a stage.
I didn't try to play with that ghost.
Oh, yes, you were.
Ghost.
You were calling it beautiful, and you're slobbering all over it.
It's different. I'm not playing with a dead thing.
I hit a dead horse. You tried it for necrophilia.
Ah. Can we just go now?
Yes, let's move on.
Oh yes, that's. Hang on. Do we have a bigger one? Do we have one that fits? Oh, do we want it lying down or standing up? I think we should go with the lying down one. So somewhere on the map, you. Oh, it's not really. It's not really showing. Yeah, it kind of shows.
There you go. I'll do.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't show on the stream. So we'll zoom, magnify. There is a dead horse down there somewhere. For our players to be reminded.
Can you move it? See that dot? Can you move that to the back? It might be able to highlight the back of it. There you go. Very low.
Yeah, there's a horse skeleton down there. Just so we've got a reminder. Don't zoom in that far. That's too far. Zoom out. Okay, so You leave the skeletal horse behind. And you push on. It's not that much further to...
Shit.
Oh no.
Move to back.
No, it's going to go behind the... Actually, it might not. No, there we go. It's good.
There you go. Now you can see it.
Now you can see it. It's not that much further to the bridge keep on this side of the river. It's heavily fortified. The keep and this bridge leading to the rock could genuinely be a fortress on its own, and it basically is a fortress within a city. But again, the gates are up, and as you come onto the bridge and you look up, you can actually see that there is still the metal slats. The metal drawbridge. No, it's not a drawbridge. The metal gate is still firmly within. As we come over to our map.
Yeah, hey.
I remember this map.
Sadly, the map is not quite as grand as the what I described, but that's just life, unfortunately. Please put yourselves anywhere before the bridge.
Here?
But not on the bridge. Not on the bridge, but close to it.
Top part, right?
Yes.
I'm the talking one, so I'm at the front, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be right next to you because I'm front line.
Bloody dowie.
And of course, raising the flag high
Where's Black
is our David.
Try not to get even, David.
Black Hand! You were needed to place your token with the others.
I'll be. There he is.
Yeah, I'm there. I was just trying.
Is Wilhelma going to be there, or
Oh, good point.
is she just going to
Good,
leave out?
Yes.
good point. Good point. Good point.
She stayed behind to look at the dead horse.
We lost Warhammer. Oh no!
She's the only one who knows the captain. So, as you draw closer to the bridge, so the stone is higher than the wood. The wood is on the same level as the sea. This technically is meant to be stone. You guys can't see it, but the little stone shelf there is meant to be bigger. But hey ho, that's how maps are made. Inaccuracies. So as you come up to the bridge, you can look over and you can see the ogres. There is only 3 of them. One of them has a very large captain's hat with a tall feather on it. They appear to be gathered around, kind of sat, which does surprise you a bit, considering you saw them all the way back where you were. These seem to be larger than the ogres that you saw in the pit. They're eating something, something rather large. As you get closer to the bridge, you can make out more details of the captain, who is revealed.
I remember this bastard. And look at the arms of that
I love that model.
parrot.
It is a parrot. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you think this is not a parrot. It is clearly a parrot.
Look at the little feet. Everyone knows parrots have 5 toes.
It's not in any way a species of green skin known as a gonoblar. No.
What? No.
Wouldn't the dwarves know that?
No.
Novelars? I don't actually think so.
No one knows. So no, dwarves may know of gnoblars and probably do know of hobgoblins, but you have no idea of them being the differences between, you know, this Gretchen's got a longer nose than other Gretchens that I've killed. Is that significant? Where it's still technically a green skin, you're still killing them. Yeah.
It just looks like a bigger goblin. These ones have bigger ears.
No, they just have bigger ears and longer noses. I think they're the same size. I believe they are slightly more intelligent.
Bigger. Yeah. Yeah. That's not hard though.
No, and I said it's like slightly more intelligent, not by a long shot. But anyway, you can see they appear to be gathered round, eating something. Have they noticed you? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nope. They have not noticed you as you enter, as you come onto the bridge.
Okay. I'm gonna look back at Wilhelm real quick and just ask, is there anything specific about these ogres you wish to tell us?
We didn't really talk to them for long. We just said we might have a deal for them. We were here for an hour or so, fought a battle, talked to the ogres, and then went into the rock and then left.
I don't think you even went into the rock.
No, you got into the rock's courtyard, and then you looked up the staircase that had markings on it, and you were like, nah, fuck this, let's go home. Let's take our spoils of war and go home.
Can I see this over here?
Oh yeah, there's actually, technically there's, you walked down further than the others, so yeah, you can see. I had them start the map. The start of the map was right at the top before, so there is town and things either side.
Okay. This building to our right, what condition is it in?
Not great condition. The walls are pretty battered. It looks as if something has gone through the walls at one point. As you walk further and you look in, yeah, it looks as if maybe someone used these buildings as like for fire practice. As you look over at the ogres and you see the rubble that's surrounding them.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Wilhelm can tell you that the buildings were not damaged when she was last here. They were fine. It's been 3 months.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, how do you believe we engage in that?
Well,
we go over and say
they're
hi.
brutes. They're brutes and they like food, so say hi, be forceful, and say we have a deal with food.
Can I get a sense of how much time has passed, real quick, since we started?
You don't really know. There's this disjointed feeling, as if your body feels so much more tired that just going off of your body alone, you'd think you'd been here for maybe 4 or 5 hours, when in reality it's maybe been 2.5. But there's no way for you to really judge that. Like, you can look up at the sky and again you can tell where the sun is approximately because of the silver linings in the clouds, but again you're looking up and it's like it hasn't moved that far. And even as an undead or semi-undead, you feel the draining effect of Mordheim.
Okay. Alright then, I'm going to request that things go sideways. Please have my back.
Very well.
I will take a couple of steps. I suppose I'll actually just step to the. These are like cresting bridges, right? You
Yes.
start bottom and crest upwards, and then.
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to stand at the top of the crest and look over to the ogres and see if they spot me.
Just gonna move closer to you.
Whatever they're eating is very, very strange. As one of, well, we'll say the captain. Why not? As the actually, let me just double check their perception. Because, you know, looking at things is not the greatest strength. Oh no, he does pass. I was too harsh on him. As you look over at them and you see that they're sat around eating something, one of the ogres lifts up a chunk of meat to his great maw and gnashes down on it. Another ogre picks up a piece of meat and gnashes down on it. And the captain picks up an arm that looks surprisingly like the ogre's arm that was just eating the meat before you realise, oh no. It's a dead ogre that they're currently nomming on.
Fantastic.
You can see that there is a small charcoal type fire. It's not giving off much smoke, but giving off a lot of heat. There appears to be a parrot spinning chunks of meat on a spit. His tiny little wings go up and turn the crank. It seems to be stood on a box of some kind.
Wait, what?
As the captain bites down on this cooked arm, as you now know, he looks up and he looks at you, squints. It takes him a moment and he takes another bite of the arm, like chewing the bone a bit before breaking it off and crunching it, staring at you. Before he turns and says something to the ogres, and the parrot looks quite alarmed as it turns round and quickly disappears out of sight before reappearing on the ogre captain's arm, climbing up his shoulder and taking perch. The captain and his two ogres, I think there were 5 of them to begin with.
Jeez. I mean, we could have just waited them out. They would have fucking ate themselves.
Probably.
They've had some adventures in the 3 months that have been here. They found some food, eaten that. They've killed some things and eaten that. But towards the end there, you know, they form up a kind of barricade on the bridge as the captain lumbers forwards. He brings forth a massive anchor that he raises on one shoulder, the shoulder without the parrot on, and then brings forth a blunderbuss with his other hand, while still having 2 blunderbusses or blunderby. We'll go blunderby. It sounds funny. As he has 2 blunderby tucked in at on his in leg holsters.
Okay.
This be our bridge. To cross the bridge, you needs to pay. So says the captain.
I'll take another couple of steps, and I'll not actually finish the walk across the bridge, but my good captain, I am here on behalf of some friends you made some time ago, if you can recall. I'm not sure how long it's been, but we were here to make a deal.
I don't remember no little men. But to cross the bridge, you pays the toll. He looks over to his parrot. His parrot scrutinizes the group. kind of shrugs, leans down as if the beak is caressing the ogre's beard, his mighty beard, which I forgot to mention. He has a mighty beard. You think he's just like the parrot's just being affectionate. Pepe says we make no deal.
Oh, no. Sorry. I misspoke. Not make a deal, but a deal was to be made. It was not completed yet.
The ogre kind of scratches his giant gut. The deal?
Yes, we were to be allowed passage into the rock, and I make a motion with my hand to kind of point behind them. In exchange, we were to trade with you. I don't know if that was the actual deal or not. That's out of character.
The big fancy building. You wants in, you cross the bridge, you pays the toll.
I sling my pack over my shoulder, settle down and show that I have nothing in my hand. I reach in, and I pull out some rations. Pull out 3, another 3, pull out the rest of them. I lay the 10 ration packs on the ground, and this is a small portion of what we have to trade for now.
He looks up again dumbly towards his parrot. The parrot again goes in to snuzzle his beard. Check it, Pepe. He just flings his shoulder, and this little parrot creature just seems to take flight. He opens up his arms, and he seems to glide. I'm not really sure if that's how birds are meant to fly. He lands around here. How does he land?
Where, sir?
Around here. Oop.
Okay.
He lands with a stumble, catching himself and hopping a little bit, closing his wings up. He shuffles towards the packages, and with his beak, he seems to nuzzle his beak around the sides of the packages. A few moments later, its beak and head disappear behind the packages, and you see them rustling slightly before it reappears. Is its cheeks slightly bulging? It quickly turns around and then begins to kind of waddle back towards the ogre.
I will say it loudly, that is a very interesting bird.
Perception test, if you want to. Unfortunately, Livia, you don't get enough degrees of. You need 5 degrees of success to even question the parrot.
Well, she's a wood elf and she's never seen a bird with ears.
Oh, okay. So,
wow.
Aurelia and Blackhand,
Oh shit! I need to roll.
you both. That's not a bird of any kind. You're pretty sure that's a goblin? You can't put your finger on it exact. You're like 99% sure, but there's that 1% that leaves you like, what? I've never seen a goblin dress up as a parrot before. It's a really good disguise as well. You're kind of taken aback by just like how much it looks like a parrot. But then you're, especially with how it waddled back, it didn't take flight. It just waddled along the. It's still waddling now. Yep.
Oh god.
But sadly for the rest of you, that's a really odd looking parrot.
That's a really interesting bird.
if you know what a parrot is. It's a very odd parrot. If you don't know what a parrot is, then wow, that's an interesting bird. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we actually found out last week. Yeah, last session. But Casper does know because he's educated. It's a
very
Cedric
odd.
doesn't know.
It's a very, very odd parrot.
Yeah.
The parrot finally makes its way back to its master, where the ogre captain like puts his blunderbuss down, like points the barrel down at the floor, knocking the barrel slightly. You hear like the sound of some marbles coming out of the barrel as the parrot climbs onto the barrel. Again, it's climbing on using its wings, which is kind of weird. But it waddles its way up the barrel and takes a perch on the ogre's shoulder. The parrot then seems to nuzzle in close to the ogre's face again, before you see its wing move quickly to cover its face. The ogre soon... Hang on, I should probably do a... No, it's Pepe. It's his favourite. It's his favourite one. He wouldn't. The wing moves away and the parrot leans back. Now the ogre seems to be eating something.
He just like basically gerbil some food over to his master, more or less.
Yes.
Brilliant.
The ogre kind
well,
of rubs his head.
Do that.
The ogre rubs his head on his parrot. His parrot and snuzzles him ever so gently. As the ogre swallows. The price is paid. You may cross.
Alright. The food is just left there. Shall I carry it with me and bring it across? Oh, no, there you go.
One ogre comes over, greedily grabs the food, and quickly rushes back. And he points his anchor at you specifically. You may cross.
I'll go inside and make my way up. Well, now that you've seen that I can pay the toll, is there any way that I can talk you into this deal?
Deal.
More food if we can move freely over the bridge.
He looks up dumbly, a bit of drool coming down his cheek. Looks up with wide anime-like eyes to his favorite parrot. Pepe, the deal. Again, the weird parrot thing like leans in and nuzzles its master's head. Explain the deal to Pepe. The parrot kind of climbs down its master's shoulder ever so slightly, leads its head in.
Okay. Shit, it was like 2 weeks since we actually talked about the actual deal.
Would it be fine if I reminded him out of character what the deal was?
No, you can do it in character if you want.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, free passage, and then you watch over the rock for us. Remember?
Okay. The deal is that we supply you food for our group, our group of friends, not just these, but some more. Free passage over the bridge and into the big building. Oh shit. Let me try to word this a little better. My group, the ones behind me, and some other of our friends can move over the bridge freely. We are fine, we are friends. We supply you some food, and We supply you food in return for crossing the bridge, to go to the big building, and for you to watch the road. Make sure none of the bad things come.
Pepe makes a sign with his wing of like money. Like how much?
Now that is negotiable. How much food would it how much would it take? Because we can. It's more than clear you are all very strong and everything else. And Pepe, you seem to be one of the smartest birds I've ever seen. Surely you're, and you've lasted for however long in this accursed city. Surely you do a very well job. So our prospects of having you as a guard while we move between the rock and everywhere else would be magnificent.
Pepe.
Yes, I'm trying to butter up the bird.
Pepe kind of looks around, turns around and points with a wing towards one of the ogres.
Okay. I look at the ogre.
Pepe sees that you don't get what he means, so he points at the ogre, and with his wings, he gestures like width and height, and points at like the rations.
Yes, we should be able to supply.
He points at the sky, and he gestures with his wing of something going from one end of the sky to the other end of the sky.
And I ask Pepe to hang on for a second. I think I have someone who can speak bird, and call back for Livia.
You will raise an eyebrow and step forward.
Yeah, Livia and Aurelia, you guys are wood elves. Come speak bird.
It's not actually a bird. It doesn't look like.
I know it's a strange bird, but you don't. I'm kind of motioning to Livia, or yeah, Aurelia. I was like, it's a very, very nice. It's very smart. Look at, he's very good at.
I'm gonna move.
Please,
I'm gonna
just speak wood elf bird thing, please.
I'm gonna approach Casper and just whisper in his ear. I'm pretty fucking sure that's a goblin.
What?
Yeah. Green skin.
What? What?
I'm just gonna look at Pepe. So, as much food about that dude's size every day, you mean?
He eyes you suspiciously, but the nods.
I'm just gonna look at this. I'm just gonna look at the size of the ogre. I'm not good at math. How much food would that basically be, Livia and Casper? You're the smart ones.
You're talking about maybe 3 crates of food a day.
Crates of food a day. Okay.
I don't mean rations here. I mean general.
Yeah, crates of food. Yeah.
It's probably gonna work out to something like 30 gold a day, or 20 gold a day. But that's only a rough estimate that I have, because I wasn't entirely sure if you were how it would go down. But to be honest with you, well, no. So there's the options that could have been.
Ship that stuff here.
So the ogres would actually had a chance to starve. So you might have just come across the captain who had eaten the rest. There was also the option for them to get poisoned and like polluted by by Warpstone, but that didn't happen either. So they genuinely rolled really well for their what happened during the 3 months, which I was happy about. But then I was like to come across a like infected plague captain who is just about. I was like, yeah, that would be fun, but it didn't happen.
Okay. I'll ask Pepe if we can talk about it for a little bit. 'Cause I need to be I'll be back in a moment.
He shrugs and climbs up the ogre's arm. The ogre kind of just like grunts his name as Pepe again seems to snuggle his master's face. The ogre listens intently. He looks so blissful, but yet his eyes and facial expression tell you that he's thinking about something very, very like hard.
This is fucking weird. It really says that I'm not.
Do we have a crate? How many pounds can a crate hold?
400.
Can it actually carry 400?
Yeah, because the large one that Ragnar has carries 400.
Okay, so a block of cheese that weighs 1 pound and is 1 encumbrance is 50 pence.
Yeah, that's going to cost a fair bit.
Is there anything else that comes in weight? Butter.
I remember butter. I had a lot of that.
It's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. And in fact, cheap pies are actually cheaper than butter alone. If only you had a halfling.
Only the halfling will become a criminal mastermind somewhere.
So I can tell you now, poor food for a day. Well, no, that doesn't help because that's not by weight. It does give you a total, which is 10 encumbrance.
If we had a halfling, we'd have even more trouble getting the food here.
True.
Possibly. So we will work out the price for our ogres. But they essentially are paid in food, and you are negotiating with a goblin, well, with a gnoblar. So don't expect to get too much of a deal. But yes, if you wanted, essentially the deal is they will guard this bridge and make sure no gribblies come across, in exchange for food, and they'll let you cross as well. You don't have to pay the toll.
I mean, sounds good in theory.
However, if all of you want to cross today, because the deal has not been made, you all have to pay 3 rations each.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should just cross while we're still thinking about the deal. I mean, I think we all have enough food to cross. And we go check the rock before we finish the deal.
Yeah, pretty sure we all have enough to cross. Yes, just thinking about the time, I need to go.
Yep, not a problem. We are almost there. So everyone pays to cross the bridge. The captain and his ogres and Pepe allow you to cross. After crossing the bridge, you arrive at the rock. This grand fortress that has such an ominous feel to it now that you stand outside of its walls and look up. There are no lights on or flickering torch lights. It feels and looks as the rest of Mordheim. But you brace yourselves with one challenge down and one adventure behind you, and another to begin. And this is where we will end our episode.
Oh, God damn
As in the next episode, you will be entering the rock and you'll be exploring its depths. So, I certainly hope everyone out there enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to future episodes to come. Remember, if you have missed out on any episodes, you can always catch up on my YouTube channel. Same name. Funny that. So, everyone, take care out there. Take care out there. It's not my normal send off. Even my brain's just had a fart now. Without further ado, take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye for now. Got there in the end.
Bye.
Boy.
See ya.
See ya.